This video clip is intended to demonstrate how accurately balanced the radio-controlled remote energy diverter actually is in practice. It's a fairly classic setup. We have a small load representing the source of PV, which in this instance is a slow cooker, currently not switched on. We have the remote sitting there simply receiving commands from the master and not enabling its triac. We have the kettle as the dump load, and again not active at the moment. We have a current transformer over here which has the classic arrangement of a number of turns through which the PV equivalent is passed in antiphase to the load current. The load current is the blue wire, if you can see that, and the black multi-turn is connected over here to in series with the mains that are feeding the slow cooker over here. Now, just to complete the picture, slowly come over here and up here into this cupboard, which is where all the goodies are, and here we see the local diverter, which ordinarily would be driving its local immersion heater, but there's no PV at the moment. I mean, in fact it's night time at the moment, but the emulation of PV via these turns are doing nothing at the moment. So let's start it all up. What we'll do first is switch on the power for the slow cooker. Actually, before I do that, I should have done a rehearsal, never mind. If we look at the display here, we see a positive value of 1 watt, which is because the remote is not only feeding the remote dump load, it's also deriving its power from the same source. Consequently, there is a 1 watt indication on the meter. Now we switch on the slow cooker, and what you can see here is the true resistance of the heating element in the slow cooker. And because we have 5 windings on the current transformer, we get an equivalent power of 622 watts of emulated PV. Then over here we have, if we briefly look at the remote, the green light indicates that the triac is enabled, but because the kettle switch is off, there is no current flowing. Now, the kettle itself measures 21 ohms, so at 235 volts, which right now we have 236, but it's pretty close. For that we would have a wattage rating of 2630, but of course we have to subtract the PV power because that's in antiphase. So effectively we have a drain of 2008 watts emptying the energy bucket, and we have 622 watts filling it up. So on that basis, that means that the ratio, the on to off or Mark's base ratio, would be 2008 to 622, which is effectively 3.23 to 1. Now, the plan is to switch it all on first. So now we see the receive error. Right, it's banging away. The green light representing is in phase with the triac. So I think the blue light modulates like that. I can't see it when looking at it directly. I think it's just a beat frequency with the scanning of the camera. What we have now is the scope is indicating. I shan't bother fiddling with the scope, but I've done this. Interestingly, it just switched itself off. Fortunately, I did this earlier, and what I measured was the enable period was 17 divisions, and the off period was 55 divisions, which gave you 3.235 to 1 measured on-to off ratio, and a theoretical on-to off ratio of 3.23 to 1. So I think we can safely say that the balance is pretty well spot on when using a resistive load. And this is the only, I mean, apart from the 2 watts or 1 watt, whatever it is. So I think that's a fairly conclusive result. Not as good as using a disc meter, but I haven't got one, so this is the second best. And that's the end of that.